Everyone, welcome back to another video. So it's CyberGhost here, and today we are going to discuss how to find subdomains. It's called Subdomain Enumeration, and today we are going to learn the various ways of describing subdomains to expand our attack surface on a particular target. So what exactly is a subdomain? A subdomain is basically a further subcategory on a particular domain, and subdomains generally are ruled with purpose. Subdomains more often serve a purpose on a particular domain, like it's a further category you can consider on a particular domain. Let's say I got a website on a particular store that is selling some books. Then, if I would say books.com is my domain, then I would get some particular subdomains as well. So, for example, I would get shop.books.com, where I would have some particular books listed on. I would have cart.books.com, where would be the cart that the particular user has added items in their cart. And there might be blog.books.com, which could be for blogs on particular books. And there might be some other subdomains, like for the employees.books.com, where all my employees will have access and they would update my stock of the books. So if they're exposed up on the public surface, then it's quite risky, because it might be possible that although there can be, in our books example, there can be an admin page as well. So me, as the owner of that bookstore, only need to have access to admin.books.com, and it shouldn't be exposed to normal users. So if somebody was able to guess what is my subdomain, like admin.books.com doing, then they might try to brute force or even some kind of injection attacks and kind of do some bypassing that authentication login page. So I won't want someone to discover this subdomain, admin.books.com. So what we do in subdomain enumeration, we aim to find a subdomain like admin.books.com and some subdomain that is sensitive and that could reveal a lot of information and that shouldn't be accessible for normal public users. And how do we find that particular subdomain? That entire process of finding the subdomain for a domain is subdomain enumeration. So concluding, subdomain enumeration is the process of finding valid subdomains per domain, but we do find a subdomain for a particular purpose, and the subdomain often generally holds a particular purpose. How do we find the subdomains? We find by brute forcing, by iterating every word on a common word list. So there are word lists that are commonly exposed and generally hold some default subdomains that are used for a domain for associating with a particular domain. These subdomains hold a purpose. Using tools like GoBuster, it's going to iterate over every word on that particular commonly used subdomains, like blog or login or admin, and it would give us the results if that particular subdomain exists or not. In subdomain enumeration, brute force techniques are powerful, but open source intelligence, OSINT, often reveals even more. By tapping into publicly available data, we can uncover hidden and historical subdomains that might not show up in traditional scans. One key source of OSINT is SSL TLS certificate infrastructure. Every secure website uses certificates issued by certificate authorities, CAs. These certificates are logged in public records called Certificate Transparency, CT, logs, which were designed to prevent misuse and fraud. For us, these logs offer a rich source of subdomain data, since every certificate includes a domain or subdomain name. Tools like crt.sh allow anyone to search these logs to find subdomains that have ever been issued a certificate. Even if the subdomain is no longer live, it may still show up here. This can reveal hidden services like dev.domain.com, store.domain.com, or admin.domain.com, giving insight into infrastructure that was once public. Another powerful method involves using search engines. Services like Google index billions of pages, including subdomains and archived content. By using Google Dorking, we can narrow search results with operators like site.domain.com to uncover pages and subdomains that might not be listed elsewhere. This can surface login pages, forgotten blog platforms, or even internal documentation that's accidentally exposed. Beyond search engines, historical DNS records are equally valuable. Platforms like Security Trails, DNS Dumpster, and VirusTotal offer insights into how a domain's DNS configuration has changed over time. These tools can identify subdomains that used to exist or are only accessible through passive reconnaissance. The The combination of passive OSINT and active enumeration techniques provides a comprehensive view of the target's digital footprint. You're not just looking at what's currently exposed, but what has ever been exposed. And that's critical in security assessments, because older environments and legacy systems are often the weakest link. In summary, subdomain enumeration isn't just a technical task, it's an intelligence gathering process. By using certificate logs, search engine footprints, and DNS history, you can map out the hidden attack surface of any domain. These techniques reveal forgotten infrastructure, staging environments, and misconfigured systems, often opening doors to high-impact vulnerabilities. So always remember, a deep recon means deeper access, and subdomain discovery is where it all begins. That's all for the day. Keep learning, keep exploring, and always stay anonymous.